What great companies recognize is that they're not just in the business of shaping people's experiences, they're in the business of shaping their memories. What the recency bias tells us is that the last thing that happens to us in an experience exerts a disproportionate influence over our perceptions and memory of that experience. So what is the lesson? You want to finish strong. First impressions are important, but final impressions are even more meaningful. And so to give you an example of what I mean about the importance of finishing strong, let's talk about Disney World in Orlando, Florida. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Disney World, I'm a big fan, but if you take a step back and you think about it, I think you could argue that Disney World in Orlando, Florida was specially engineered to be hell on earth. Because if you think about it, you go there during high vacation season in the summer, it's 110 degrees in Orlando with 200% humidity. You are standing out in these long lines in the hot baking sun for the privilege of going on a ride or seeing an attraction that lasts maybe a few minutes. And yet people go to Disney World, they endure this, and then at the end of their vacation, they're raving about it. They're raving about it. They can't wait to go back. They can't wait to tell people about all the rides and attractions they saw, Star Wars, Avatar. How does Disney make this happen, given everything that you have to go through just to get to that attraction? And the answer is they are sculpting people's memories. They are sculpting people's memories by finishing strong, because what Disney does is they task their Imagineers, the folks that are designing the rides and attractions, they task them with creating a ride or attraction that is so spectacular that it creates a peak that comes at the end of the experience. And because it comes at the end of the experience, it eclipses the negativity of people having stood in line in the hot baking sun. And so that memory of standing in line kind of evaporates, and what stays with people is the last thing that happened, that peak of being on that fantastic ride or seeing that great attraction. That's how Disney does it. So let me give you 3 specific ideas of how you can apply this principle within your businesses. And the first one is, make sure that you excel at the final touch point in sales. It's so easy in sales, once you've closed the sale, to just be on to the next one. And not even think about the delivery of the equipment. But you know what, folks? I would argue that the delivery of the equipment is the most important part of the sales experience, because that's the final interaction. And if you excel in that final interaction, you have the ability to overcome negativity during the sales process. Maybe the farmer had trouble finding the piece of equipment they were looking for. Maybe there was a delay in getting it. You can wash that all from their memory if you do a great job delivering the equipment. Conversely, if you do a crummy job, then it doesn't matter how great the sales experience was, people are going to walk away with a negative impression. So when you deliver a piece of equipment, you want to make sure it's perfect. The worst thing that could happen is you deliver that tractor, that combine, and then the farmer goes to use it and it doesn't work right. So my advice is, when you drop off that equipment, think about how you could excel at that touch point. How do you get it in perfect condition? Make sure that all the fluids are checked. Make sure that all the quality checks are passed, all inspections are passed, and don't keep a secret from your customer that you've done all that. Give them a sheet of paper that shows everything that you've checked, and this is in perfect working order. Enjoy it. That's a great way to finish strong.